Hi, this is Jen. I am the creator of JuJu'be Doula, Holistic Birth Wellness. And I am here today as a guide into the journey of sacred sexuality. So, within my practice, with what I am here to share, I see sacred sexuality as a process, you could say, of balancing your energies, your masculine energies, your feminine energies, your divine energies, your sacred energies. Like a blending and a harmonizing and a balancing and a bringing together of wholeness, of completion. So within energy work, we work with various types of energies. And there are energies that you could call more feminine or what have been labeled more feminine. And this is based on nature. Right? This is based on sacred nature. This is just energies. This is the way energies flow. Right? This is not to talk about the physical body, although that is an aspect to it as well. This is as well our own individual blending of energies into our physical bodies. So it is always micro to macro, you could say. But without getting into the technicalities, because sometimes I tend to do that, sacred sexuality is a bringing together wholeness. It is like the yin and the yang. This is within traditional Chinese medicine. You have these opposite polarities, but you also have other aspects within that as well. And so it is bringing in the energy flows of sacred sexuality. And what is sexuality at its core? It is the ability to create. It's bringing together. It's the bringing together. It is the creation. It is the bringing together of the elements, and it is the creation point of anything. And this is a process that we can experience within the physical with a partner, and this is a process we can also experience individually and within ourselves as we birth something into being, as we create something new. And so this works in many different contexts. And when we are able to master this process, similar to, if you know much about spirituality, similar to like the alchemical process of, the alchemical process is, if you've heard of it, it's turning lead into gold, let's say. But esoterically, mystically, this is it's a transformation. The alchemical process is a transformation. It's a chemical experience, right? Which you can equate into more spiritual terms, energies, right? Energies resulting in a creation point or bringing together and of creating something new. Similar to a chemical reaction like creating fire, right? Fire is an element, but it is, how does fire become? There's a chemical process, right? In order to bring fire in. But it's an element of, you could say, destruction or, creation, or however you want to look at it from whatever perspective. But this is sacred sexuality. Sacred sexuality is the blending of the masculine and the feminine opposite polarities, just as you would see within the creation of a new child, the DNA, the chromosomal process. And you can look at it in like the Fibonacci sequence, like in any element of nature, right? The duality, and then the duality becoming one and creating something new, the third energy. So sacred sexuality is this process or this act, and it can be done in many different ways. And I teach you this process of creating something new, of manifestation. So this is beyond, maybe manifestation journals or different laws of attraction. This is truly going beyond that, and it is creating the new through the process of sacred sexuality and the blending and the harmonizing. It is a step in evolution. It is a step in evolution into creating a shift in consciousness, of understanding, of creating a new planet, of creating new timelines for ourselves and our lives moving forward. Creating a new life, whatever we want to create, right? We bring these energies into balance and we are able to flow with them, right? Flow with them and receive the guidance we need, the clarity, the knowing, in order to continue to forge our own path forward. And so it is a type of mystical experience as well. And it requires, levels of opening up to sacred sexuality and how you wish to experience it, and whether you wish to share it with another, let's say, and how to get those energies flowing, how to come into harmony with your sacred partner if you're choosing to do that, how to come into harmony with, if you're not choosing that path and you're choosing another, how to come into harmony with that path or another or another. What does that look like? How do I get there? And I take you through that process of getting there. And this is something that you may be choosing on a higher level, and you are just now realizing that this sounds right to you, and this is exactly what you need and exactly what you want. And perhaps that's your spirit baby guiding you into alignment with what she or he or they need from you, right? However that may be. Or that, no, it would still be they. Just thinking of like, well, what if it was twins or something? I'm just including non-binary terminology because I feel that's very important in honoring the experience of others. And so that's important. Within that scope of materialization or manifestation, it's that, again, that blending and that harmonizing, that creating, and honoring that life-giving process as well. So that is an aspect of sacred sexuality. It is giving life to something new. It is giving life to something new. And so how do you get those energies flowing? And I teach you that through sacred sexuality and understanding conscious conception as well. So conscious conception looks at, Again, not only the physical, but also the emotional, the mental body, right? You could say, and the spiritual. So it is a opening up to receive this new life into the world. It is the act of bringing in new life to this world that we are honoring through sacred sexuality. So it's that transition into the new experience of bringing life in and choosing to bring that life in. And honoring that life that you're bringing in, and that is an aspect of conscious conception. What would that child want? What type of, let's say, body that child may want, in the sense of, how do I eat optimally in order to have the best nutrition, in order to make sure I have the healthiest eggs and the healthiest conception? It's looking at those things, and it's not in the sense of, it's just in the sense of what is, are you getting the right nutrients? Are you preparing yourself to have a baby? Are you being fair to that child in all ways? It is opening you up to that in order for you to decide what's best for you. It is opening you up to what the perspective would be of that child, perhaps, and thinking about that when it comes to the relationship you have with your partner. Is it the right time? Are there other things that need tending to first? And how can we work through them, right? And then transitioning into that, well, then how can we work through them? Can we work through them? Or maybe this isn't meant to be. And it's that energy that you put into that conception, no matter what kind of energy it is, or it transitions into. It's still love, right? And it is coming into that full alignment of what is love. What is love, and what does it look like? And how do we create it and bring it in? Just what does love look like? How do we envision a life of love and bring that in? And let go of the need to control. Right? And it's balancing all these different aspects. And then just letting it all go and coming into a space of stillness and harmony. Just letting it all go and just allowing it to manifest itself. Allowing it to just happen in its perfect time, in its perfect moment. And you will just know. And it's trusting that. And it's not forcing it. And it's allowing it to just be whatever it is meant to be, and knowing that it will be perfect. And it will be exactly what you were meant to experience. And continuing to move forward into more and more love. Right? Create more and more love. Through the act of giving and receiving love. It is that is sacred sexuality. Through the bringing in of new life. Through conscious conception. And now this can also, same process can be used in other areas of your life. Right? How do you come into harmony with the whole? How are you and your partner on the same page and always working towards the same goal, you could say? How do you honor that marriage, that higher marriage? It doesn't have to be a physical marriage like you're actually married, but is that something you want to create? And if you want to create that, I can guide you through that process. So is how do you bring it into the physical, if that is your choice? How do you manifest it? Like, you've already thought it through, right? You may have already like, yep, this is exactly what I want. But how do you energetically align to that, right? In the physical, how do you get yourself set up, you could say, in the physical? How do you release out everything you need to release out and heal yourself holistically in order to experience that conscious conception? Because when you are in alignment, you will just know. You will just know when it's time, and you'll experience yourself knowing. And that is the sacred feminine flow. And that is what I wish to bring my clients into. Because we have a lot of power and we can create and we can birth into being and we can magnetize everything we need in order to do so. It is done through our sacred feminine flow, empowering ourselves and being in the flow. So, and you'll be exactly where you need to be within an alignment. So I wanted to share a little bit about that. And please check out my website if you have any other questions, or if you'd like to kind of get a deeper feel for my work and what I have to offer. It's JuJu'beDoula.com. That's JuJu'be Doula, DOULA.com. And if you would like to schedule a discovery call, I'm available for those. Those are free. It just kind of gives us an opportunity to chat a little bit and see how, if I'm a good fit for you moving forward or in whatever type of support you're looking for. I can kind of let you know a little bit about how my process works and how I can support you specifically and individually. And kind of help you make some of those connections and understand and then feel good about working with me because I'm living up to what I'm saying I'm going to do. That type of thing. And then you can know whether or not you want to continue forward working deeper with me. So those discovery calls are really great. And either way, you're going to go away feeling good about knowing what step it is that you need to take next and wherever you're at. So I hope to speak with some of you too soon. Until next time, toodaloo.